This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famers Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations. The in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Oh, happy Thursday. It is the day after Christmas, and we welcome you to the Jason Walker Show on a beautiful Thursday afternoon inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Don't forget, if you are looking to buy a home and you really don't know where to begin, give J.R. McFadden a call over at Major Mortgage. He's in town. He is a great dude. He's a pretty good golfer, too. But he can help you when it comes to one of the most important purchases that you're ever going to make in your life. Give J.R. McFadden a call, NMLS number 124-6357 at 465-1918, area code 406, 465-1918. Jason Walker Show is presented, as always, by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. And we got a busy show today. We're going to talk some holiday hoops with Carroll College basketball coach Kurt Paulson on the men's side. They got the Carroll Classic coming up this weekend, beginning tomorrow. Also going to chat, we're going to revisit one of my favorite interviews this summer, or from this past year, and that is with Michelle Lesco. She's a competitive eater, and we're going to revisit that conversation we had from July. Coming up later today, we have On This Day in History, the walk-off. Also, That's What She Said, since we normally do it on Wednesdays, but yesterday was Christmas, so we're going to do it today, and that is going to be with Michelle Lesco, is That's What She Said coming up. Don't forget Facebook, the live stream, facebook.com at the Jason Walker Show, Twitter at JWalkerSports, at Jason Walker Show, YouTube, Jason Walker Show. You get the picture here. It's the Jason Walker Show. And that is what we're named after. So, anyway. Also, TreasureStateRadio.com. Download on Google Play or the App Store if you do not have the app for Treasure State Radio. Get it. JasonWalkerSports at gmail.com. You can email me anytime with anything you want to chat about. There's a Twitter poll up today, and that is pretty basic. Are Christmas proposals romantic? Christmas week, that Christmas week proposal. Is it romantic or is it just played out? You can vote on the Facebook. You can vote on Twitter, and just or you can text me if you have my number. But are they played out? I think so. The other good bull rider, Sage Kimsey, got engaged over the weekend, last weekend for Christmas week proposal. So I saw a lot of them on social media. A lot of my friends on the Facebook. Not a lot, but a few. I'm not a fan of them. But you can vote at JWalkerSports or at Jason Walker Show on the Twitter. You can Facebook it as well. Are Christmas proposals romantic or lame? I hope everybody had a great Christmas. It's always fun. You got the 21-year-old, I got the 19-year-old, and it's fun with Christmas with them. But they're older now, so it is what it is. But it's with the 19-month-old having another. Last year was great. Her first Christmas, she couldn't really do anything. This year though was really fun for us because it was just her and the wife and I. We got to just watch her, and she had a great Christmas, and just the light in her. She gets excited to see Santa on TV or in a book, or she's got the ho 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 down. It's great. It's nice having that that little one again to celebrate Christmas with. We did Christmas Eve with the oldest two, and then had Christmas Day with the younger one. But it was so much fun, and I hope you had a great holiday season, Hanukkah, Christmas. Today's Kwanzaa, Boxing Day. It's not really, Boxing Day is not a holiday, but you have a great holiday however you celebrate it. We got New Year's coming up next week, so we'll do a show today and tomorrow, and then I think we're going to do 4 shows next week. Maybe not New Year's Day, obviously. Maybe not New Year's Eve. We'll see. But it's going to be fun. So hope you got what you wanted. I did. Got the Garth Brooks Legacy vinyl collection. Love that. If you know me, you know I'm a huge Garth Brooks fan. So got that. The record player as well. It's kind of funny because you grow up playing 8 tracks and vinyl, and then the cassette tapes and CD era and all the online stuff. And now we're going back to vinyl. It's kind of fun. If they could bring 8 tracks back, I think that would be fantastic. My favorite was Kiss Greatest Hits on 8-track. I don't know, 6, 7, something like that. But it was so good. The other great present I got, and I'm only going to share this because it's hilarious. Santa delivered. I don't know if I can get it close enough, but it's the letter F, and it's a bomb. It's an F-bomb, and somebody welded this thing together, and I got it for Christmas. It's an F-bomb, and if you know why I'm doing this show here in the Major Mortgage Man Cave instead of anywhere else, it's because of the F-bomb. So thank you to Santa for the F-bomb that's going to sit right here as a reminder each and every show. So it's good. It's too funny, and people have a great sense of humor. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, like I said, hope you had a great holiday. There were some kids that had a great holiday as well, and they were named to the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game. It comes out midnight on Christmas Day each and every year, and is a big present for those that are on the roster. 40 players, you get 30 alternates. There's a couple of guys from Canada on each roster. They're all seniors. And this year's game is going to be played in Billings. It's going to be a great game, too. Coaching the East team will be Red Lodge coach John Fitzgerald. Coach of the West, Butte High's Eric Gray. It's funny because Fitzgerald played at the University of Montana. He played in the Shrine game in 97. Ari Gray played in the Shrine game in 97. And he played at Montana State. So very awesome coaches that are going to be in this thing. And it's just a blast for these kids. I've been to the couple of these and watch them. They're so much fun. This year's game will be July 18th. Well, it's next year, but the upcoming game in 2020, it'll be played at Herb Clint Field at Rocky Mountain College in the Magic City. The East won last year at Butte, 28-22, and leads all time 41-32. Now, we all know about the East-West Shrine game. It has close to $1 million it's raised for for Shriners Hospitals rather in Spokane over the last couple of years, last decade or so, and some fantastic kids from across the state. You get Raleigh Worcester on the roster. He was added today. I don't know how they missed him, but he's on there from the AA, and there's players from AA down to 6-man, and it's great honor for these kids. DeMarcus Carr from Billings West, a few Bozeman kids, including Asher Croy, and players from all over the state, not just the big cities. It's the smaller cities too, and you get kids from state champs. You get kids that didn't make the playoffs. You get kids that are just fantastic football players and just all-around athletes, because a lot of these athletes will go on to play basketball or soccer or other sports and not play football in college. But congratulations to those that made it. Some of the others that we've mentioned, Drew Deck from Glacier is on there. Locally in Helena, you have Hayden Ferguson from Helena High, the outside linebacker that is a pretty good athlete. Bridger Grovem from Capital. Cohen Juicy from Jefferson High. Parker Johnston from Capital as well. Jaden Lamb from Townsend. Zane McCormick from Capital. Capital's Monty Pearson, and Avery Stiles from Jefferson as well. Avery Stiles, again, one of those athletes that we've talked about on this show multiple times, and he's come back from injuries. He's done so well in just life, and love that kid. Kobe Moreno from Butte High, Cam Moreno from Butte High, Tommy Malott, and it's going to be a great game. Again, that'll be coming up July 20th down in Billings. Connor Ryan from Billings West, who is heading to MSU. You get Cats, you get Grizz, you get the Carroll kids and Rocky and Northern and Western and Tech kids that are going to be playing in this. I think Tech had 19 kids last summer that ended up going to Tech that were on the roster, which is very cool. So that it's just awesome to see. Billy on Facebook, just Riker Wenderoth from Paulson. Yeah, I mean, you got some great kids that are going to be playing in this game, and looking forward to. Hopefully, I can get down to it. It's been a couple years since I've gotten to go to this game, but it's always a fun one to be at. And if you get a chance to go, and what's really cool about it too is they don't just. It's not all about the players and the coaches. The cheerleaders get their moment in the sun as well, and being chosen to the Shrine Game. And it's just a big honor for everybody involved. So congrats to those. And that game again, July 18th, next summer in the Magic City. Hopefully we're going to have a couple of these guys on. I've messaged, and it's Christmas break, so obviously waiting to hear back from a couple of them. But we'll get them on, Jason Walker Show. And, of course, if we have to wait till next summer, we will too. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to chat holiday hoops. It is the Carroll Classic coming up this weekend, and when we return, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Carroll College Saints. His name is Kurt Paulson. That's coming up next here, Jason Walker Show, inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Coming right back.
More of the Jason Walker Show coming up.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
It is the Jason Walker Show inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit helenaaccommodation.com. Still to come, we're going to talk to a competitive eater by the name of Michelle Lesco. We'll talk some rodeo. That's what she said, all coming up and a whole lot more. But we are joined now to talk some holiday hoops. Haven't talked a lot of basketball yet. But one of my favorite guys to chat with is the head coach of the Carroll College Fighting Saints men. His name is Kurt Paulson. Coach, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me, Jason. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Glad to be on the show.
It's a pleasure to talk with you. I haven't talked to you in a while. You've been on, it's like, I don't even know the last time you guys were home. You were on the road the entire month of November and a lot of December, and you were in Phoenix. I mean, you were all over the place.
Yeah, it's been a busy fall. Glad to have most of the preseason behind us, and finals and all that stuff. It got pretty busy there, like you said, in November, December. But finally get a few home games in a row here, and nice to be back, get some home cooking, and play some games in the Peace Center. Looking forward to that.
You guys are undefeated at home this year. You go back to those conference games the first part of the month and wins over Tech and LC, and especially that LC one, a big one, considering the fact that, Coach, that you have 8 freshmen that you're playing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're young. It's a little scary at times looking out on the court, but, these guys are eager to learn, and they're confident young guys. And like you said, we did have some good home wins early in December. I thought we took a California trip and played 2 really tough nationally ranked teams in Hope and Westmont.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that trip was really good for us. We dropped both games, but we kind of got to learn a little bit about ourselves, and then we came back home, and Whitworth was a good opponent for us. It was our first home game, and that was a nice win for us. And then it kind of snowballed into the Tech game. Was a little crazy. Luckily, we came out on top there, and then a great win for us over LC State, and then we got 2 quality wins in Phoenix. So I think the team's getting better. We're tweaking a few things, still learning about ourselves, and as you go here, you play more games, you kind of see what these young guys can do, different lineups, and so we're learning about ourselves still, but very promising moving into the new year here.
Carroll College men's coach Kurt Paulson, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. Coach, we talked about the freshmen, and you've been rotating those guys in and out, and it seems like Dennis Flowers III has really taken over and taken into his role that you expect him to play, and he's played very well these last, the last month or so.
No, he has. We inserted him into the starting lineup at that Whitworth game, and I think our team's really took off since then. He just gives you so much quickness on the perimeter with his defense, and then offensively, he's been shooting the ball much better, kind of getting in a flow with more minutes, and kind of knows where his shots are going to come from a little bit more than he did probably at the beginning of the year. And so he's injected some good, energy into our lineup, and happy about him. And then a lot of these young guys are stepping in and kind of finding their groove too, as well. So we're excited about these guys. It's only going to get tougher though. The frontier's loaded, and traveling to these road games and even the home ones. We all know it's a daunting task, and so we got to keep getting better and keep learning and improving.
A couple of guys that are leading the way for you, especially on both sides of the ball, and that's important in your style of play for the Saints, is Jovan Slovančanin and Dane Warp. And we know what Dane did against that Tech, hitting 3 free throws to tie it to send it to overtime. But Jovan Slovančanin, we saw him coach last year in February, really establish himself as one of the go-to guys in your lineup, and he's gotten stronger in the offseason, and he just keeps getting better and better.
No, he has. He's averaging a double-double mismatch for teams. He's too quick for the other opposing team's big guys, and he's too strong in the post for the guard. So he's just kind of that tweener. And then Dane's just had a phenomenal season. Really happy with his performances. He's also averaging around 20, and people don't always realize with Dane is he's usually leads us in assists. He gets in the paint and makes good decisions with the ball. Always finds the open man. He's a very, very unselfish player.
He's got
30. So those 2 guys, they give us a shot every night, and then the surrounding players around them, they're stepping up and finding their role as well. So we like the team. We're just very young, and that's how we wanted to approach the recruiting. And we know that we're a young group, but shoot, those young guys, they're confident, so they don't know any better.
Yeah, they haven't experienced the full frontier yet. Dane Warp with 35 assists lead the way. Jovan, though, with 32, and then Shamrock, point guard, or guard with 30. And it's just a great team, and it's fun to watch, and these kids are so awesome. And you put them, Kurt Paulson joining us here, Jason Walker Show, you put them through the rigors to get them ready for a Frontier Conference with your non-conference scheduling.
No, it was a tough preseason, and that was on purpose. It was also a little bit by default, just things getting so busy with last season, and you're trying to schedule, and then people, it was nice we got to go play in Phoenix just so we could get some more quality games, but it's hard to convince people to get to Helena, play us in the PD Center. But we're happy with the schedule, and We're sitting at 8-3, and those losses we took, we were in all those games, right till the end there, and so those are good learning experiences. And then the other thing we're super proud of is with all these new faces this fall, we came out with a 3.33 team GPA. Super proud of that, especially with so many new guys. Carroll's not easy coming in the first semester, and we had 8 freshmen. So very pleased with the guys thus far, and got to keep getting better. Practicing tonight at 6 o'clock, and back at it tomorrow with some home games.
And with this Carroll Classic, you get a couple of chances to see Montana Tech, one of your conference rivals, who you have already seen, but Walla Walla coming into town, and then SAIT Polytechnic out of Canada. What do you know about them?
Well, we open up with SAIT tomorrow night at 7, and they're going to be an athletic bunch. Lots of threes, shooting 30 a game.
Wow.
So they want to play fast, up-tempo style. They're 90 points or more averaging a game. So it's going to be, an up-and-down game with SAIT. Hopefully our guys didn't eat too much pie, and we can get up and down with these guys tomorrow night. And then the next day we'll get a chance to watch Walla Walla. We've actually played them once. And then we'll get a live scout them tomorrow, but not looking to them until Saturday. But SAIT will be a good matchup for us. Very athletic. They want to run and gun, and we'll have to match their energy. Try to keep them under their average of 90, 92 a game. So
wow.
Should be a fun game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at the Peace Center.
Tech will play Walla Walla at 2 tomorrow, and then SAIT and Tech will play at 5 on Saturday, and then you'll play at 7 on Saturday against Walla Walla. Going back to SAIT, Calvin Chambers, 22 points a game. What is it about his game that makes him so good and fun to watch for fans that will be coming out tomorrow?
Well, he's kind of a small guard. He's only about 5'9", 5'10", from Tennessee, I believe, on their roster, and he likes to push it up, and he can shoot it and get in the paint very quick. Point guard, so we're gonna have to put our perimeter guys locked on him and try to keep him out of the paint, and he wants to get in there and make plays for his teammates. So that'll probably be the game plan: transition defense and try to get 2 or 3 jerseys in front of him at all times, make him give it up. He's averaging 22, like you said. So it'd be a good matchup for our guys right after got a little break, got to see their families and stuff, but now we got to get back to work and hosting a few games we're lucky to get. We got 3 games before it turns into all Frontier play. So good schedule. Guys are excited to be back, and should be a great little classic here at the PE Center this weekend.
Kurt Paulson joining us. A few final questions for you, but you got 2 little ones. How was Christmas?
Oh, Christmas was it was exhausting and a lot of fun. Got the boys a little trampoline for the house, so I'm sure we'll be taking some EO visits here in the near future, and they had a blast, that's for sure.
We've talked, you and I, over the last year, but you mentioned the guys hopefully didn't have a whole lot of pie. How much pie did you eat, though? Because you're a pie connoisseur.
I did have some pumpkin yesterday. I may have even had one on Wednesday as well, or Tuesday, I guess that was. So
just a piece, or how much here?
But I don't have to be playing in the games, remember. I just have to be on the sidelines, trying not to mess things up too bad. Yeah. I don't have to be out there running up and down.
But I've seen you on the sidelines. You pace back and forth a lot. You get on the officials occasionally, and rightfully so. But you've got to keep your energy up too. You can't be just mowing down on the pie either.
No, you're right. I probably overdid it. But I'm still learning. I'm a new coach. I'm still learning.
There you go. Kurt Paulson joining us here, Jason Walker Show. Our poll question today, Coach, has to do with Christmas week proposals. When did you get engaged?
I was over the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm not an expert on that topic, but, I was over the summer.
So, but are you a fan of Christmas week proposals? Because I've seen them all over social media this week, and it's just like, it seems to me like it's played out.
Well, probably some of these poor guys, they get their Christmas bonus and they gotta get that ring before they spend it on something else. So that's probably why you're seeing this trend.
I like that. Kurt Paulson joining us, Jason Walker Show. Coach, we appreciate the time. I know you're a busy guy heading out scouting and stuff, but watching film. Say hi to Jack, and hopefully we'll see you at games this weekend as you play at 7 both nights. Sate and then Walla Walla. You got Tech playing as well this weekend. A couple of big games over at the Peace Center. It'll be fun, and good luck this week.
All right, Jason, thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Coach Kurt Paulson joining us here on the Jason Walker Show. Love chatting with that dude. We'll get him on a lot this year as we move into the Frontier Conference play, which will begin next week. How crazy is that? Can you imagine that or think about that? Wow. Yeah, Frontier Conference play. And I know it started. They had 2 games, everybody, in the early part of the month, but it doesn't really start for real until December. Or January, rather. But yeah, the Saints taking on Sate Polytechnic Institution out of Calgary tomorrow night at 7. Tech plays Walla Walla at 2 p.m., and then the Carroll game at 7. And then Saturday, Tech plays Sate at 5. Carroll takes on Walla Walla at 7 o'clock Saturday night. Saints beat Walla Walla 84-49 out in Washington earlier this season. But if you get a chance to head over to the PE Center this weekend to watch some great basketball, Tech's got some good kids too. This is a very good Montana Tech team that is improving and getting better and better as Adam Hyatt, now I think he's in his 4th season, gets the people he wants and has built a very nice program down there in Butte at Montana Tech. So if you get a chance to watch Tech this weekend as well too, you're going to see some great basketball, both from Tech and from Carroll. For the Carroll Classic at the PE Center in Helena Friday and Saturday. We appreciate Kurt Paulson joining us. All right, switch gears real quick. Jason Walker Show, as always, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit helenaaccommodations.com. There was we mentioned today's Twitter poll before we talk about our next stories. And don't forget to vote at Jay Walker Sports, also at Jason Walker Show on the Twitter. You can vote on the Facebook as well. As today's poll is are Christmas proposals played out, or are they romantic? Some people say they're romantic, others say they're played out. On Facebook, a lot of people not fans of that. On the Twitter, it is the lame played out leading the way as well. So it doesn't look good if you are a fan of Christmas week proposals. Unless you are, you better go vote because it looks like you're going to lose moving forward. All right. Speaking of moving forward, you're in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. The Montana Pro Rodeo Hall and Wall of Fame announced its honorees for induction for its 15th anniversary, and inductees into the Rodeo Legends category: Deb Greeno of Fromberg, unbelievable talent. Larry Peabody of Pompey's Pillar, Ryan Mapston of Belt. Are you kidding? Those 3 alone are unbelievable. Josh Reynolds of Ekalaka, and then Carlin Vieder of Phillipsburg, the first female recipient of the award. Ronnie Reed of Billings will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. And the Western Heritage Award winners, Jim Croft of Geyser, who passed away recently, Mike McCoy of Laurel, Leonard Wortman of Boulder, and the Reneker family of Hamilton. The Tryon family, Dennis Tryon family of Huntley, is part of the Montana Rodeo Families Award winners. Pete and Aggie Stenger family, Dennis Harms family of Livingston, and Rodney Newman family of Melstone. And we know how great the Newman family name is as well, with Sage and Nevada, both on in Rustock. Man. And let's see, Lois Hill of Rainsford, the Lady of the West Award, Montana Ranch Awards, Teagan Land and Livestock in Teagan, Lazy K6 Ranch of Fort Benton, the Rising Ranch in Baker, and Kirch Ranch of Absaroka. And the Drummond Rodeo picks up the Great Montana Pro Rodeo Award, and the College Rodeo Program Award goes to Dawson Community College this year. That banquet coming up January 25th at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. You go to montanaprorodeo.org for more information. And speaking of rodeo, Columbia Falls bull rider Matt Triplett, who had a great run at the PBR finals in November, has started the season off very well as he wins the PBR Touring Pro Division event at Kearney, Nebraska last weekend, the Midway Auto Dealers PBR Challenge. Triplet, who's 28, had an 89 aboard Red Solo Cup. And then he had an 87.5 point ride and finished earning 15 world standings points. So it's not the Unleash the Beast Tour. It is one of the smaller events. But Triplet was second at the World Finals in Vegas behind Jess Lockwood of Volberg and the two-time champ, Jess Lockwood. The 2020 Unleash the Beast event PBR Tour begins with the Monster Energy Buck-Off at Madison Square Garden, January 3rd through the 5th. That's next week in the big city of New York. Triplet will be there. I'm sure Jess Lockwood will be there. He started his 2017 campaign off with a win there and rode to the World Championship there. So congrats to Matt Triplet for picking up that victory over the weekend. We'll talk to Flint Rasmussen a lot in the upcoming year because he's going to give us PBR updates as we move forward. It's going to be super fun because the PBR, everybody thinks just the bull riding. And when you in the PBR, if you have never been to an event, I highly recommend it. Got a chance to go this past spring, down in Kansas City with the Carroll Men, and because they made the semifinals and then ultimately the championship game, I was able to go to the Kansas City PBR event, and man, it's unbelievable. It's done quick. It's live to television or live to tape, as they say sometimes in the business, but it gets done and it is done in a hurry. And man, they flow right through it. It is super fun. If you ever get a chance to go to the PBR anywhere, Billings, it's the same show. And it doesn't matter the size of the arena. They know what they're doing. They use their own chutes. They got their own everything. It's fantastic. But yeah, by the way, April will be Billings PBR. It's the longest running PBR event on the tour. And that is there, like I said, in Billings at Metro Park coming up in April. So anyway, moving forward, coming up still, we're going to talk to Michelle Lesco, and we're going to revisit throughout the next week some of my favorite interviews that we got to do here on the Jason Walker Show over the past in 2019. And Michelle Lesco is a competitive eater, and she'll join us coming up because she's pretty cool. And it was a fun interview that we did back in July as she was getting ready for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest out there at Coney Island. But yeah, it's very cool to hear from a professional eater. And she is legit a professional eater. That's her job title. That's what she does. And so she'll join us here in a little bit as we, like I said, as we keep getting ready for that. What else is going on? We talked some basketball as well with Kurt Paulson just a few moments ago, and he talked a lot about the young kids. He's got 8 freshmen on the team. You got Jovan Slovanchinin, who's leading the way, and Dane Warp in points. But this is a young team still. And Shamrock Campbell, you think about what a great year he had last year. He's still just a sophomore this year. The Carroll Saints and Providence men 2-0 in the conference. The Argos 12-0 overall. And then you got LC State, which is 11-1 in the Frontier, and the lone loss was in conference play when they lost to Carroll back in early part of this month. Northern at 1-1, Rockies 1-1, Western's 0-2, and Tech is 0-2. But Tech took it on the chin to LC State, and that was just a night or two after losing at Carroll in overtime. But you talk about Providence, and man, with Steve Keller in his second year, and I said it when he got the job up in the Electric City, a year and a half ago now, or almost 2 full years ago. But I said that the Providence Argos were going to be a national tournament team within a few years. They're going to be there this year in his second year because, well, he knows how to coach, Steve Keller does. He also has a great roster. And then when you include this year, Zacchaeus Darko Kelly, who played so well for him at Western, sat out last year in the transfer rules, moved up to Great Falls, and he's leading the Frontier in scoring 21, almost 22 points per game, and shooting 59% from the field. He also leads the Frontier in steals, almost 3 steals per game, and almost 2 blocks a game as well. This kid is athletic. I love watching him play, and he's only gotten better. And the year off, you could say made him even healthier, which he's never had an issue with. But looking forward to see Darko Kelly and Providence move forward this year and heading off to that national tournament, because they're going to go. There is no doubt about it, unless something drastic happens during the Frontier Conference season. But they've got a 2-0 start, and there's 16 conference games to go, and you got to feel good about the way that the Argos and, of course, the Carroll Saints and LC State are playing. Northern, which was had a lot of hope going in, they're still 8-3. And again, the preseason non-conference games, you can't really take too much out of these overall records right now. I know Carroll has a traditionally tough schedule. Providence played pretty tough schedule. Teams like Rocky, teams like Northern, teams like Tech and Western, they really don't play anybody in non-conference play. You get the Yellowstone Christians, you get the Northwest Indian School, you get they schedule these teams twice that they can just beat up on, and it inflates their win total. But then they get into Frontier play, and it's the same on the women's side too. You get into the Frontier Conference play, and then you're just getting throttled by teams that have played tougher non-conference schedules, and you'll see that as we move forward in the Frontier. Can't wait to chat about that and follow through on that, watching it as we head forward into the Frontier Conference season, which really kicks into high gear next week. You got a bunch of non-conference stuff, of course, here in the next week, but the conference play in the Frontier will be good, and it gets back flowing in full force coming up the week after the first of the year. So you've got January 7th is going to be the first conference game back when Carroll travels to Northern, and then that Thursday, a full slate. And you get into there, you're going to be into some great basketball. And oh man, I can't wait till the Frontier gets going. We'll talk Big Sky basketball moving forward this season as well. In fact, tomorrow, Greg Rockach from the 406 MT Sports will join us, because we're going to chat a little bit about the Bobcat football season, but also look ahead to Big Sky basketball. The Bobcats Saturday open up the Danny Sprinkle era of the Big Sky basketball season, and they have a huge test in front of them all season long, as does the Grizzlies. And we'll talk a lot about the Big Sky moving forward, too, because right now, this week, there's not a whole lot going on. You've got everybody on break. There's no high school stuff right now. In fact, the next high school games will be a week from Saturday, January the 4th, I believe. Is that right? If I can do my calendar very quickly. I should. I've got like 3 calendars hanging up in here. I probably could look at them. Speaking of calendars, the Kurt Sinnis Capital City Past Greats calendar is still for sale. And Kurt will be signing autographs Saturday morning from 11 to 1 at Buzz Boutique in downtown Helena. But you look at his calendar, he's got December, the 1st, so the 2nd, the 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Yeah, the 4th is a Saturday. Thanks, Kurt. Kurt's got the calendar. I can follow it. I can read it, and there you go. Anyway, Kurt will be signing autographs, like I said, for his calendar. After you buy it, he'll sign it at Buzz Boutique in downtown Helena on Saturday afternoon from 11 to 1. So Saturday morning, brunch time. Brunch, 11 to 1. It's not really morning. It's not really afternoon. It's both. All right, we'll take a quick break here on the Jason Walker Show. And when we return, we will chat with one of my favorite interviews of the past year of 2019, competitive eater Michelle Lesco will join us when we return here on the Jason Walker Show. And hope you enjoy. Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918 or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Welcome back. A Thursday, day after Christmas, Jason Walker Show. Here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Appreciate JR and the gang for hopping on board. And again, if you are looking to purchase a home, give JR McFadden a call, 465-1918, area code 406. He will help you out. Ooh, geez. He will help you out. Probably, I guarantee you this, JR will help you with your purchase of a home a lot better than he has helped me on the golf course. He's kind of selfish on the golf game. I love JR. Appreciate him being a supporter of the show, and I can give him a hard time. But he is absolutely awesome. Anyway, Jason Walker Show presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. 22 extended stay suites in downtown Helena. If you're coming to town for basketball or holidays or vacation, whatever it is, or if you're a business guy or lady coming to town and you need someplace to stay for 4 days, 4 months, or whatever, HelenaAccommodations.com. 6 historical buildings near downtown Helena that have been completely restored. They have 4G TVs, the complete Wi-Fi, cable, everything that you need. Plus, you have your own laundry. Most of these extended stay suites have laundry service for you in your suite. So you don't have to have it done. You don't have to send it downstairs. You don't have to, you can do it yourself and trust that it's going to be done the right way. So visit HelenaAccommodations.com and book if you, even if you need just a staycation from your family if they're in town, or maybe you've had a fight, who knows, and you want to just, or you need your own personal little man cave. Go stay for 4 months. HelenaAccommodations.com. Check it out, and appreciate them for being on board as well. All right, so still to come, we have on this day in history, the walk-off is around the corner as well. But last July, I had the chance to talk to Michelle Lesco, and Michelle Lesco is named Cardboard Shell is her nickname. She is a professional eater, and it's a real thing. It is Major League Eating, and you've heard of the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest at Coney Island every 4th of July, and she has competed in that. She's an Arizona native, and she does it for much more than just competition. She is a humanitarian and volunteers at Southern Arizona at the Volunteer Center, but she also helps out over, she's awesome. She's going to explain why she eats and what she does for Major League Eating coming up here in a few minutes. She is, 25 and a half Nathan's Famous hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. She had 131 gyozas. I don't know what that is. 10 minutes. She also had 4.6 pounds. She ate, listen to this, 4.6 pounds of rib meat in 12 minutes. So this lady knows how to eat. She is a fantastic young lady. And I say young because she is. She's, 36. But she competes every year out in Coney Island at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. And I got the chance to talk to her back in July to preview that. And she joins us here now on the Jason Walker Show as we recap some of my favorite interviews of the past year.
And the 9th-ranked competitive eater in the world, her name is Michelle Lesco, and she joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show.
I'll just get right into it. First question, Michelle, how'd you get into competitive eating?
I tell people because it's part partially because I'm a jerk. My guy friends heard about this burger challenge, and they talked it for 3 months, and we finally get down there, and they chickened out. So basically, I was like, eat the stupid burger that you haven't stopped talking about, and since they were not feeling up to it, I decided to eat it to make them feel like babies. And the rest is history.
Very nice. You probably get asked this all the time, but how do you train for something like competitions?
You got to train with the food. If it's a technique food, if it's wings, obviously you need to find the best way to get wing meat off of a bone. And hot dogs are extremely technical food because of the, 2 different components. So what is the fastest way for you personally to get, the meat part of the hot dog down, and what about the bread? Like, how much liquid are you going to use for it, or what flavor are you going to dunk it in, for some people who use different flavors. So some of the training involves, cooking up a bunch of the food and figuring out the best way to eat each piece of it. And the other part of the training, like any other sport, you go to the field, you practice on the field, but then you go to the gym and practice in the gym too, and get yourself in peak physical condition for what you're trying to accomplish.
Do you eat the bun and the dog together, or do you separate them?
Yes. I separated them in the past, and this year in a lot of my practices, I decided, I don't know where I decided this, but I decided I was going to try them together and just see what happens. And I had a lot of pros, so I think it slows me down a little bit, but in minute 6 and 7, when you're naturally slowing down, I think I'm staying more consistent. But yeah, so I think it evens out, and I don't know what I'm going to stick with on the 4th. It just depends on how the hot dogs go down, but you'll see me probably try a few things.
I gotta ask this. Michelle Lesco joining us here on the Jason Walker Show, competitive eater. Do you taste the food, or is it, at this point, it's just going down?
I mean, I didn't burn off my taste buds as part of my training. So yeah, I mean, you taste the food, and I actually really like Nathan's hot dogs, so that helps.
Sure.
But that's once you have, hot dog juice in your mouth for 9 minutes or so, the flavor gets a little bit old, which I think is why some of the people use different flavor changes. They'll dunk their buns in Crystal Light, which to me is disgusting because I hate Crystal Light. But I use hot water, and maybe if you see me struggle with flavors, you'll see me go for a sip of Sprite. So yeah, you taste it. Generally speaking, with a food like Nathan's hot dogs, that's a pretty decent thing for a 10-minute contest. But it's not that bad.
Is there any food that you find difficult to eat after you've done a competition?
Not really. I think maybe this year oysters, because we just got a really creamy batch of oysters this year. They were keeping the river levels down, and so fresh water from that was going into the area whatever. But they were so creamy, and I don't think that I've ever done a competition that I've enjoyed so little. But generally speaking, I really like oysters. So every other year it's been fine. It was just this one year, I don't know, maybe not an oyster until next year's competition.
Competitive eater Michelle Lesco joining us here on the Jason Walker Show, getting ready for the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating competition. Michelle, are there foods that you absolutely refuse to eat?
I mean, in daily life, maybe. There are certain things I don't like. I'm not a big fan of chili, and I'm not a big fan of potatoes in soup. It's okay, but it doesn't do anything for me. But you know what? As much as I love Mexican food, menudo, I don't like hominy, I think, is the problem. So if there was a menudo eating contest, I don't know if I would do that. But I also said the same thing about chili, and then they asked me to come out to one, and I did. So I don't know if there's any limits. Guess we'll find out when someone.
There you go. Last year you were second to Miki Sudo. This year, 20.5 hot dogs and buns at the qualifier in Illinois. I think the record's 45. What's it going to take to A, win tomorrow, and B, break a record?
Well, my top In contest, personal best is 32.5. But this year I've been trying to get that number higher, so I've, done a lot of things differently. I tried changing technique, try to figure out, what kind of works best over the course of the full 10 minutes rather than what's just fastest in those first 4. But really, Nikki's a strong competitor. She really is. And when she's on the top of her game, right now I'd say she's close to untouchable. But I just try to chip away at that every year. And so this year I keep telling her, like, if she's on her game, she probably has me. But if she tries to sleep on me, like, I'm going to go out there and try to do my best. So if I'm able to do that, then it's going to be closer than she thinks it's going to be.
Do you pay attention out of the corners of your eyes to see what your competitors are at and what they're doing?
Only when I'm screwing up, because I have some pretty severe ADD, and like in contest, I have to just keep reminding myself to focus on what I'm doing. Because one year, I swear to God, we were at the Nathan's table, and the entire time I didn't even think about what I was doing. Like, where are my hands, and like, what is my throat doing, and like, how am I chewing this? It's just like, what am I doing? I realized it like 8 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. So if I allow myself to get in my head and I allow myself for my mind to wander, then that's like the worst thing for me. So part of my training is trying to get that mental game down, because then your numbers can't be what they can like potentially be, because you haven't been doing like
Sure.
it's like trying to go up and hit a baseball when you're looking at the crowd. Like, it's not a good idea.
Professional competitive eater Michelle Lesco, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. A final question for you, but you're eating for Hot Dogs for Health with charity water in hopes of eating 33 hot dogs to raise enough money to help 33 people get clean water for life. You're not just a competitive eater. You do this for charity as well. Can you touch more on that one?
Yeah. So I have a pretty, philanthropic volunteering background. So it kind of just naturally flowed in, because the first couple of years I was in these contests, I still didn't know what I was doing, like, as a competitive eater. Like, my first qualifier, I had no idea what any of it was. I just happened to be pretty good at it naturally. So when I went to, a year later, decide that maybe I should train for this, I cooked up like 30-something hot dogs, and I sat down at my kitchen table, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat for 10 minutes. And I was a minute in, and I'm like, this is dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, I need some extrinsic motivation, and I need something else to, like, keep me honest, I guess. So I started these fundraisers where every time, the donations reach a certain benchmark, I'll do a practice run, and I'll either film it and put it online, or I'll Facebook Live it or something, so that I hold myself accountable and people know that I'm doing this practice because they donated. So over the last 9 years, we've raised like $16,000 for charity water, and I think another like $4,000 or $5,000 for other nonprofits too. So
well, it is great for sure. We'll be rooting for you from Montana. You can follow her at Cardboard Shell on the Twitter. The Nathan's famous 4th of July International Hot Dog Eating Contest from Coney Island. Michelle Lesco, we appreciate your time, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She was fun to chat with, but yeah, that's a lot of hot dogs. That's a lot of food, and you saw some of the pictures that we were able to use, and man, she can throw back some food. There is no doubt about it. It's just some other stuff on Michelle Lesco. So this past August, she broke the record, Guinness World Record, for how much for mayonnaise consumption. Okay, ready for this? In 3 minutes, she ate 3.5 jars of mayonnaise. That is, she's 5'4". She ate, I'm trying to get the exact number here, 3.5 jars, which added up to, where did the, oh, here it is. I got it. 2.448 kilograms, or 86.35 ounces of mayonnaise in 3 minutes. What you having for dinner tonight? Did you lose your appetite? 86 plus ounces of mayonnaise in 3 minutes that she ate. Now, she also, Michelle Lesco, owns the title for the fastest time to eat a bowl of pasta, and you saw a picture. It's not a small bowl. 26.69 seconds. And then the fastest time to eat a hot dog with no hands, 21.6 seconds. And she's 5'4", and she weighs like 110 pounds. She is fantastic. Cardboard Shell on the Twitter, if you want to follow her exploits. She is fantastic. And that was one of my favorite interviews from the past summer, from the past in 2019. So appreciate her joining us. And maybe we'll get her back next summer. Who knows? Jason Walker Show. By the way, That's What She Said, a special edition today with Michelle Lesco, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. And it worked out pretty well. dinnersdoneright.com for full menus. But I want you to go down there tomorrow and get the soup, salad, and nacho bar. You can get just the salad, you can get the soup, you can get the nachos, you can get all three. But get the soup, salad, and nacho bar. Dinner's Done Right. It is fantastic. The freshest ingredients, homemade dressings. I love the salad bar down at Dinner's Done Right. The soup, salad, and nacho bar at Dinner's Done Right. It's a different soup every day. They are open Tuesday through Saturday, and you can go to dinnersdoneright.com for the latest menu. All right, let's get to On This Day in Sports History. But I want to play some music, I think. And let's try it. Yeah. That's pretty good. How about this one? Is this one better? Yeah, we'll do this one for On This Day in Sports History. It is not a big day for July 26th. 1908, African-American boxer Jack Johnson stopped Canadian defending champ Tommy Burns in the 14th round in Sydney, Australia, to become the first black man to win the world heavyweight title. Burns was the favorite, but Johnson dominated, and police actually had to stop the bout. But Jack Johnson winning on this date, 1908. 1919, if you are a Red Sox fan, or if you are a Yankees fan, you are going to have different opinions about this. Today is the date, 1919. The Yankees and the Red Sox reached an agreement on the sale of Babe Ruth to the Yankees, and history forever changed. 1928, Johnny Weissmuller, also known as Tarzan, announced his retirement from amateur swimming. And a couple of birthdays today. 1947, Carlton Fisk was born on this date in Vermont, the all-star catcher of the Red Sox and the White Sox. And Ozzie Smith, the magician, the wizard, 1954, born on this date in Mobile, Alabama. So there you go. That was On This Day in Sports History. And I like this song too, so we should do this one. Here we go. Ready?
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
It is the walk-off. It is presented by Cafe Zydeco, and you can check them out in Helena, Butte, Bozeman, Billings. They are open Monday through Saturday on Euclid in Helena. Po' Boys. You know what? We always talk about the Po' Boys, but let me grab the menu. How about red beans and rice? How about shrimp and corn chowder? How about gumbo? Seafood gumbo. You get chicken and sausage gumbo. You get jambalaya, shrimp and grits. And oh man, I'm getting hungry. Cafe Zydeco on 625 Euclid. You also have classic and specialty sandwiches like BLT or French dip. But man, oh man, if you want a taste of New Orleans or the Cajun flavor, Cafe Zydeco is the place to go. And tomorrow we'll give away another gift card to Cafe Zydeco. All right. The walk-off. Congratulations to the kids and young men, and as well as young ladies from the cheer squads that have been chosen for this year's East-West Shrine Game that'll be played July 18th next summer down in the Magic City at Herb Clint Field at Rocky Mountain College. And it is a great honor, no doubt about it, as if you have been chosen for the East-West Shrine Game, you are one of the best in the state. My dad was an alternate on the East-West Shrine Game back in 1975. He was not chosen to play. He was a long snapper, but he was an alternate in the East-West Shrine Game. There's a lot of great talent that have played in that game. And there's, we'll follow this too, but there's been some guys that haven't been playing in the last few years, thanks to their college coaches not wanting them to play in that East-West Shrine Game. So, but that is coming up. Congrats to our friends that are involved in that. And the walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco. Make sure you check it out. 625 Euclid in Helena, also Butte, Bozeman, and Billings. And tomorrow we'll have another gift card to give away to Cafe Zydeco. That'll do it for a Thursday. Hope you had a wonderful day and continuing your holidays. But we'll see you again tomorrow, back here in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Jason Walker Show, as always, presented by Helen Accommodations. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.